Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want to create a very soft glam and I want you to sit, watch and enjoy this video. So guys, I started with using the Garnier Micellar water on her face to remove excess oil and dirt on her face, and after I was done I dried her face and applied Kiss Beauty green tea spray. This is just to reduce too much redness on her face and puffiness. So after I was done doing that, I applied the Cetaphil moisturizer on her skin, and then I used the L.A Girl nourishing primer just to moisturize and hydrate her face, and I added the Embroylisse moisturizer on her face. So afterwards, I just want this balanced face. I love prepping my client's face so much so that she can get a better makeup base. So after I was done with that, I started using the L.A Girl mattifying primer. This is just to eliminate excess oil on her T-zone. And when I was done, I used the primer spray just to lock in all what I've prepped so far. So I went with using the Blossom concealer to I think a shade darker than her skin tone. I just went with using it to cover her discolorations under her eyes, and that was it. So after then I went with using LA Foundation and L.A Girl Foundation, and if you watch clearly you realize that foundation is lighter than her face, but her skin is lighter than her face because I don't know what happened. She just told me, and basically you can see that her face is darker than her skin. So I had to use a foundation that would blend with her skin. So that's another thing you should know. If a client's face is dark and her skin is light, you have to get a foundation that will match her skin tone. Alright, so I started blending the foundations all through her face. You want to blend your foundation, you don't want to have harsh lines, creasing and so on. So you need to blend your foundation. So when I was done with that, I went with using contouring her face using Sylvermak foundation. I'm going to write down all the names of products below on the description box. So I went with contouring her skin using Sylvermak foundation on the shade Bamboo. And when I was done, I went with using the Yanga Beauty Concealer 03 just to highlight her face. I noticed that while I was using the Yanga Beauty Concealer, I noticed it wasn't really giving me this more highlighting effect, and that was what I needed. So I decided to go on to a lighter shade of the Yanga Beauty Concealer and just to highlight her under eyes. I didn't use it on her forehead because her forehead is already like focused, so we don't need to make it too bright. We are looking for how to brighten just the underneath her eye, or just to brighten her underneath her eyes. So I was blending, and I actually forgot when I was highlighting. I realized I have not added my blush, so I just added my blush. I used Blossom lip palette, so I just blended the blush on top of the contouring. Then I'm going to highlight and blend the highlight on top of the blush. Do you get that trick? So that's it. black setting powder to set her under eyes and her forehead. Then after I was done with that, I used the V Beauty powder palette just to blend all her face, you know, with her skin color of powder. Just blended everything all through. Then when I was done, I took a darker shade on the V Beauty to contour the dark areas. That's the cheekbones, her hairlines, and her nose. So after doing that, I'm using the Annie's Beauty blush the Annie's Beauty blush, Cheek Orgasm. Yes, so that's what I'm actually using on her face right now. So after blushing her face and setting everything, I decided to use the Omariocode setting spray to set all her makeup. You can see the effect after using the setting spray to set her makeup. When I was done, I wanted to bake and lift her face, so I baked and also used the powder to lift her cheek, like underneath her cheekbone. Now it's time for me to do her eyeshadow. So I'm using the Benyne primer as a base. Then when I was done, I used the contour. The color I used on to contour her nose is what I'm using as a transition color on the eyeshadow, on her eyes. Sorry. So when I was done with that, I went with using the Ever Beauty eyeshadow to continue blending in the colors into her eyes. If you want a lift, just make sure you are blending up. You're not blending downward, you're blending upward. So now I'm using the eyeshadow called Annie's Beauty Bridal. I can't really remember, but I'm going to write down everything down at the description box. So I'm using the Annie's Beauty eyeshadow on her eyes, and I also took some pigment on the eyeshadow palette to apply at the middle of her eyelid. So guys, I went with using the Meet the Brown by Annie's Beauty to just darken the ending part of her eyelid, and then you blend and blend and blend and blend and blend. Next, I'm using the Tehilla broad black gel liner to line her waterline, just to darken that place so well. So I love using the Tehilla gel liner. It is just so dark. If you cannot be able to buy Inglot gel liner, just get Tehilla. Tehilla is good. I'm going to use it to line a tight line and our upper eye. Then I'm using the Zaron mascara just to lengthen her lashes a bit, so it can give room for the lashes. Please, when you apply your mascara, don't apply so much mascara, because when you apply so much and you want to put your lashes, it's just going to be so heavy on the client's eyes. So for you to avoid this heavy look on her eyes, or her lashes being heavy, you just have to apply lightly. So guys, next I'm going with a brown eyeshadow from the Honest Beauty Meet the Brown palette, just to smoking her underneath eyes a bit. Then after which I was done with that, I started with her eyebrows. So I'm using H&E eyebrow gel liner and the Macbrook pencil to draw her eyebrows, and then I'm using the Davis on the shade 03 to give strokes in front of her eyelashes, because she's not really having a full lashes in the front of her eye. So I'm just giving it like an illusion of hairs on her eyebrow hair. Then when I was done with that, I decided to use the concealer from Yanga Beauty concealer, yes, to highlight the underneath of her eyes. We call it the highlighting area. And then after then, I used a shade of foundation just to highlight on the top of her eyebrows. So when I was done with that, I started to clean her lip and apply the Becharm ageless lipstick palette. I just used a cocoa shade on it and a pink color on her lips. So guys, when I was done doing that, I decided to blend through. I forgot to tell you guys, I decided to blend all those setting powder underneath her eyes. Please, when you're swiping, please don't swipe hard, just swipe gently. If you swipe so hard, it's going to just ruin the whole makeup or move your makeup underneath her eyes. So just do it very lightly. since I'm doing a very soft glam, I decided to use something a bit, dramatic on her eyes. Then for her lip, I just wanted to gloss her lip, and I'm using the Pro lip gloss on the shade Wynk to gloss her lip. And then lastly, then when I was done with the whole makeup, I decided to set her makeup using the the Omariocode setting spray, just to set everything that I've done. You can see the face has come together. Then I went with using the Mismetics cheek glaze on the shade Flush, just to give that glow on her forehead and the side of her cheek. And when I was done, I sprayed her finishing, this finishing spray by Pro. And guys, look at it. Just take a good look. Soft and beautiful. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Love you guys.